ready? Posted on the Moon Studios presents Can You Hear Me Now? The podcast.
What's up, congregation? It's your favorite auntie, DJ Auntie Mimi. I'm the big shit talker.
And I'm Prince Ali, Amorous Me. And we are
Can you hear me now?
the podcast.
Yeah. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you.
I saw this video of, I don't know what team it was. It was LSU, but I don't know what team they were. Did you see the video?
No.
And they did a performance to that song.
Really?
It was, yeah.
It was cute?
Yeah.
It was-
Especially for a generation that I feel like, or an age group that I feel like may have heard the song, but didn't really connect with, you know what I mean? Like that always throws me off when it's like, that's not from your song catalog. That's a generation before you. Why are you?
Yeah.
I mean, good music is good music. I just mean,
I need to watch it.
I didn't perform any Marvin Gaye at any talent shows or anything. So
Any Luther?
yeah, I wasn't digging that deep.
But you listened to it, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to go shake my groove thing in front of people too.
I like Whitney Houston, maybe.
Yeah.
I would just sing like Yes, Jesus Loves Me, and I would cry.
Yeah, that.
I was like 7.
And you sang that at where?
In my dad's den. And I knew the mean, like, that's crazy to be that young and like
Know what it means when
know
you say
what
Jesus
it means when
loves
Jesus
me?
loves me. And I still cry to that song to this day. Cause Jesus loves me.
That's your song?
That's my
That's
song.
your crying song?
Yeah. What's your
Okay.
crying song? You have a couple, I know.
I'm such an unpredictable person, like in that regard, that it's like any song could be a crying song. Any song at all. Like it doesn't have to be.
Like Mary J. Blige's Family Affair. Are you crying to that?
Yeah, if it's like the right, if all of the stars align right, then yeah, that could make me cry.
But what is like your go-to? Like, I'm sad and I'm gonna make myself sadder. Because I feel like we all do that.
It's definitely. I didn't realize what it is until just a second. It's definitely. I'm not even. It's a. It's not really my sad, like what I want to be sad album. It's more like the mood can go either way, and that's like it'll. I listened to the Waiting Exhale album.
The whole soundtrack.
The first half of it definitely. If I make it to the second half, then by all means. But the first half definitely. Whitney, Aretha, Tony, yeah. It'll get me in that mood.
You look like a Waiting to Exhale. How many times have you seen Waiting to Exhale?
And finally, I exhaled. Countless. Like that's I probably put it on just to have something on at least 1,000 times.
The same way. It's a couple of movies like that in rotation.
Yeah, just to have
But
something
Waiting to
on and
Exhale
I'll peep in and out of it. But
it's one of those.
Yeah.
And it still makes me laugh. It is
like
trash.
I could probably quote that movie verbatim from the opening scene where Savannah is driving in her convertible. What did she have? A Firebird or something?
I thought it was a Jag.
No. No, it was like a Firebird.
I took a pay cut.
Whatever they have has got to be better than Denver.
I love me some Whitney Houston.
And it sucks that I didn't realize it until after she was gone. Like I loved her the same, but I didn't realize how much I loved her until after she was gone.
You know what I noticed about her, and it made me real strange to some people? Her hands. She has like she has the. I was just telling my nail tech, she has hands like Whitney Houston, and how they're so small and like nubby and skinny, and she never has to. And she sings with her hands, and she never had to like wear nails or even have them painted. Yeah. And I just love her hands. I wish I had man hands. I do. I have like big hands, so I have to keep my nails done, so like I don't scare people away with my claws. How you been, Prince?
I'm alive. How about you?
I'm better. You know what I'm saying? Like I really didn't realize that I was dealing with postpartum. I'm probably still dealing with it, I'm sure. But I'm managing it better. But I was really like in a fog, like a postpartum fog.
Like, what does that mean?
it looked like I don't even know how to, in my mind, like get back to feeling like me. Like it's just, I'm hyper focused on the baby. Whatever she needs, like fuck me. Like I don't need, it's just her. And I don't feel like myself. I don't look like myself. I don't think like myself. Like it's just baby, baby, baby. And then I didn't realize that like situations would happen and I was my emotions were elevated. So I was either, the situation would make me even more angry than it normally would, or more like emotional and sad than it normally would. And you just, when you realize what's going on, it's like kind of frustrating. Like I'm really like
like when you realize it and that light bulb clicks, does it make it, not to say does it make it better, but does it like does the light start showing at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Like at least, oh, okay, that's what it is.
That's
I know what it is. Let me fix it. Let me work on that.
Let me work on it. Let me try to grab a hold of it, and not to like get super like spiritual or religious or anything, but like I just would pray. Like I would just find myself just praying, like talking to God, even not even just praying, but like just talking to God, like whatever this is, like just see me through and give me the tools, place the tools upon me to where I can navigate through this, because I don't like this. I don't want to fall deeper into a darker space, and I don't want to feel like defeated, like, and I've lost myself.
Yeah, and I'm not a mother, but I can imagine what that feels like, because that the same can be said in different aspects. And I know it's not the same situation, but the same can be said in different aspects of life. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine from that point of view. And it's hard to like,
about it.
Yeah.
Like nobody, people tell you, like I've been told, watch out for postpartum, but how the fuck do I watch out for it?
Like what are the signs? Like what do I know what I'm looking for?
Right.
Like I get it.
Until you're in it, and it's like, oh, this is it. I'm in it. I'm in the mud. And how do I get, like, I don't want to be on medication. I feel like I'm that person. Like I've talked to my doctor, and they ask you questions when you go to your post
but I feel like
visit.
And I might be wrong, but I feel like certain things are so like common that I don't want to say they're looked over, but it's like they're shrugged at, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? No matter how intense or not intense it may be, I feel like certain things are just shrugged at.
Yeah. It's part of it.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
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 And that's what sucks about it. Well, my doctor, he's like, you haven't had any thoughts of like hurting yourself or hurting the baby. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not to that level, but it's been to the level like my anxiety is like super heightened. Like I said, my anger is super heightened. Like I'm emotional. I find myself crying for, I don't want to say no reason, but a situation I wouldn't normally cry about. And he's like, well, I take that, very seriously. Like, if you want to go to talk to somebody, we can arrange that. But I don't feel like it was to that point. Yeah. I'm one of those Black people. I'm going to talk to God first before I seek therapy.
Do you want me to therapize you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let's go. So what's going on?
I just said it. Like, I was just, hyper angry and emotional and just like lost in the sauce. And like, is this what motherhood is? Like, you're just completely consumed by being a parent, and I'm a woman first.
Full parenthood is. I might be wrong, but I kind of feel like that is, I don't want to say what you're signing up to expect, but like the unfortunate part of it. That's kind of what it comes down to. Like, no matter how, and I don't think it's I'm not saying it like in a financial way, in a spiritual way of any sort, just like no matter how much you try and put yourself first, unless you completely X your kids out, they're always going to be first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the part that sucks about it.
And then it's the guilt. Like, say it's something so small. Like, well, instead of me picking you up and coddling you, I need to go take a shit. Because I've been holding my shit in, You know
what the problem is? They don't know how to use words. She doesn't know how to use words.
No, I get that.
No. I'm just saying, like, I think part of the problem, a big part of the problem might be the fact that you feel guilty.
That's what I'm...
You don't know, but you don't know what she's crying. If she could say I'm crying because I want to change the channel, it would be no big deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or I'm crying because I just can't see you. You tell her to shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm right here. Like, I think that adds to the anxiety part.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, let me
it could be
go
anything.
Down my checklist.
It could be anything
of things. And if I know that you're not hungry, you're dry, you're burped, you know?
Yeah.
But you just want to be picked up. But I need to take a shit. And it is that guilt. Like, you know? It's like, okay, let me take a 30-second shit so I can get back to you. But it's still a level of guilt, you know?
So what are you going to do?
I think I'm better. I'm working. I'm better. We're getting a better understanding of one another. And I'm learning that, okay, crying for 2 minutes or fussing, not even crying, like you fussing for 2 minutes.
Isn't going to blow her lungs out.
Is okay. You know?
You know what I think you should do as your therapizer? I think you should.
My official therapizer.
I think you should write her a letter. Don't give it to her yet.
Oh, she can't. She can read it? Oh, yeah.
Later.
Okay.
Wait till, when do kids start reading? Kindergarten, first grade?
Will she understand?
That's on her. That's her business. It's totally her business. But I think you should get it off your chest while you're feeling it. Put it in a letter. Because then you feel like you told her. You told her about herself. She may not have read it yet.
But it's not.
But she'll get it.
Yeah, but it's not that.
Mail
like
Do you remember in school they used to do those, what are they called? Where you put something
in the mail?
No, where you put something, like a time capsule and they bury it. You guys never did that?
I think I did that at my house.
At your house?
Yeah. I was a bored kid, so I would like find a stick or something and like go in the backyard and.
No, like in elementary school,
I never did that.
Well, they would everybody would get to submit something, or it may not have been every student, but like I think every class got to submit something to put
as
into
the collective.
Yeah, like, and they put it into like this time capsule thing, and they bury it, and then they're supposed to come back in 15 or 20 years. And
did you go back?
I haven't been back to a single school that I went to.
You went to the LA. You were in LA Unified School District.
I was in Los Angeles Unified. No, I was in Orange County.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
But you just been lifing? You've been outside? Just a little?
Yeah, flow showing a little bit.
Summer's here.
Not quite.
It's
spring.
Is it?
It's spring.
Are you ready for our movie clip of the week?
No.
I know
what
you
is
love
it?
These. All right, let me get my judge.
Me too.
Honey, you don't fight no man with no fist. You fight him in his wallet. Know what you should have done? Instead of swinging at him, you should have gave him some. Wait till he went to sleep and go into his wallet and took them credit cards. And we all would have had a party on him. Credit cards? That nigga ain't got no credit cards. He ain't got no credit cards. Well, shit, you was a fool.
Medea's family reunion. Am I right?
Did you even try?
That 100% sounded like Medea to me. No. Okay. Can you give me not on your phone. Think of something else from the same movie.
Okay. Let me put that up. You'll know about this. This fine black brother said he want to smell my punani.
Oh.
Punani.
Wait, okay, give me the first one again. Oh, okay. So, do you want to know what okay, so it's poetic justice, but you know what line I would have gave?
What? Spill it.
I'm going to say it, but what do you think I would have said as a line?
As a line, Brush that weak ass
yeah,
face.
nigga.
Brush that weak ass face.
Drink it to the middle.
Oh, okay.
Those two are the two I would have gave.
I was right.
Bring me an 8-ball.
You ain't got no Auntee.
Yeah, nigga. Brush that weak ass face.
Fuck, you do take steroids? That's the reason I'm fucking somebody else.
The part that made that. You know what else I would have said?
What?
Maybe you should start running your movie lines of the week across me first so I can give you the right lines.
Well, I wanted to pick a line. I like to pick lines where it's not so obvious.
I got you. I also would have said, cut and peek.
Couldn't peek. Like the law. Okay, good job. Good job. On the second try.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know.
Oh, O.J. Simpson. He died. Are you sad?
Sad?
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah. No.
And, his grieving family.
I think his kids don't talk to him. That was out a while. Like, he's had it for a couple years. I knew that for a couple years. That? Yeah.
Where's his daughter? Wasn't she like a socialite for a second? I watched a video about her.
You know what I didn't realize? And this may have been known news, but I guess because I was so young during like the trial and everything, I didn't realize he had a whole nother family.
Like a black family.
Yeah. I never realized that.
His daughter was beautiful.
That daughter?
Like gorgeous, yeah. She she was a stylist, a celebrity stylist for a second. And then when the trial hit, like she kind of just went
like Kim Kardashian
and like hid. Yeah.
No, she wasn't a stylist. But yeah.
I said yeah, like just agreeing with you.
She was a closet cleaner. Organizer. She was an organizer.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not sad. Are you?
No. Did your dad watch the trial? I feel like that was like a very California thing to do. Like maybe Universal. Like,
he definitely spoke about it. If you know my dad, he's not the type of person to sit down and pay attention to anything. He's not at all. Like, for me to go, like, he'll call me and say, oh, come hang out and let's watch a movie. And we'll go sit down and find something. And he won't pay attention. Like, my dad is that person that doesn't pay attention to anything happen.
Do you think you picked up on some of that?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like you pay attention to shit either.
Correct. Yeah, I picked up on it. Mm-hmm. It's there.
Yeah.
I fight against it sometimes. Sometimes I don't.
You'll be in your own little bubble.
Yeah.
Amongst a crowd.
It happens. It happens. What am I supposed to do? What do I do?
Involve yourself.
Pay attention to everybody?
Yeah.
No, then I feel like you're all paying attention to me. No. Do your thing and I'll do mine. We'll meet in the middle somewhere. Don't look at me until it's time.
That is funny. I just feel like watching the trial was like a very like maybe black thing, but especially like California thing. I remember my dad like watching the Bronco go down.
Were you in California?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I remember watching it in school and everything.
You watched it in school. That's that LA Unified School District bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't really remember clearly, but I almost want to say there were some days off of school. If I remember right, I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but I feel like we had some days off of school. It was a really big. It was. I remember it being deal. Like a huge deal, a huge deal. Like no TV was on. Everything was covering the trial. There was no TV. There was it was a huge deal. No Judge Judy. Can you imagine? Picture it.
Yeah, I can.
1996.
I definitely can.
No Judge Judy, no Judge Joe Brown, no People's
I heard
Court.
She has like a big butt.
Yes, Judge Judy is
caked up.
I don't know why you guys hate her.
I don't hate Judge Judy. I never knew she was caked up. Like, it's just a new thing for me.
So there's like 4 or 5 people, maybe more, but 4 or 5 people that I don't know what other word to use other than like I'm completely enthralled in them and like knowing about their lives. Judge Judy is one of them.
Who name another one?
Lucille Ball. Another one?
Yeah.
Whitney is kind of in there, but it's not the same. Mm-hmm. Whitney is in there like, I just love her, and I know, like, like, mm-hmm. I know all the stuff that I know about her. It's not like a rabbit hole. But Lucille Ball, Tina Turner,
definitely Tina.
Yeah, like what?
But not Lucille Ball. That's kind of random.
Do you know? Okay, so Lucille Ball was raised by her grandparents. Part 2 of therapizing. No, she was raised by her grandparents in like upstate New York somewhere, and she had this little brother. I'm telling this story specifically because this is what kind of started the rabbit hole for me. But she had this little brother, and like, it's upstate New York, so it's like, I don't know if they lived on a farm, so to say, but it's like farmland, like, it's not New York City, so to say. But like, she has the grandpa, Lucille, and she has this younger brother. Like, some of the neighborhood kids, or one of the neighbor kids, was over playing one day, and they're little kids, like 6 years old, 7 years old, and the grandfather is like teaching them how to use a shotgun. The little brother ends up shooting the little girl, like the neighbor kid, and it was like they went bankrupt, like they got sued and all kind of stuff. But that blew my mind. Could you imagine your homegirl is visiting from 3 doors down,
and she gets shot and killed
by your little brother and your grandfather? Yeah. Like, it was a complete accident, but could you imagine that?
It's a little unhinged.
Would you go to school the next day?
No. I would disappear.
Yeah.
Was she a racist?
So, no. But Lucille Ball was actually one of the first people to actually put an African-American person on her show. Like, actually give them an actual role. You know what I mean? But no, she got that title because I don't know. I don't want to misspeak on it because I don't know a whole lot about how politics worked at that time. Because this is like the 30s.
Yeah.
30s or 40s, something
before
like that. Yeah.
Jim Crow.
Well, so what it was is she signed we signed Republican or Democrat. She signed communist. But she gave it, like, there was like a whole...
How can you be a communist and be married to a Cuban?
So the whole thing was, this is before then. What it was is her grandfather, who raised her, signed communist. And because, like, not because, but just like you inherited that title. And she spoke on it saying like, oh, I didn't know what it was. That's just what grandfather said, and we didn't go against what he told us to do. And it didn't, like, at the time, I assume it didn't seem like a huge deal. And then she became famous, and it came back on her. So
I appreciate people like Lucille Ball, and even like in our time, like Tracy Ellis Ross, like that unconventional like beauty and like quirky and funny and not afraid to like be silly and look a certain way, and it's not all about being prissy and pretty and polished. Like, I love that.
Like that in between. I don't want anybody that's like, I don't want to look at somebody that's too full of themselves to be silly, but I also don't want to deal with somebody that's too silly to be like actually paid attention to. If that makes any sense. Like, have you ever dealt with somebody or had a friend that was just so, like, they were just so set on being the funny person in the group or saying a joke that everybody laughed at, like, that they just keep going, they keep shooting that same shot over and like, I can't, too much. Yeah, I don't like that.
Pipe down.
You know what else I don't like? Give me one of your icks. What's one of your icks?
About people?
Dating. Like, somebody you're dating. Like, and I'm saying, when I say dating, like, pretend like you're just now getting to know a person.
If I was dating, my ick would be, like, personality-wise?
Just anything. Throw something out there.
Someone hyper superficial. Like, a man that is just about what he got, how much money. Like, somebody that just talk about themselves like, we know.
Somebody that has to put an actual outfit on with tennis shoes and everything to go to a place that doesn't matter, like to a Walmart. Like, those kind of people annoy me. Like, whatever, but I get annoyed when I see people like, why did you put on a whole outfit?
Do you ever see Maybe that's just...
You don't want to save that for like an event or something? Like, why did you put on a whole outfit? I don't know. Maybe because I love being comfortable so much.
Don't take this. I feel like you're one of those people.
What?
Like, every time I see you, you're always pieced up. Like, it's always a piece. Like,
we never meet up at Walmart. We never meet up at
it's always like, like, I feel like it's well thought out.
So I don't like being raggedy. Let's be clear.
Okay.
I just hope nobody that
period.
I hope nobody that frequents my local Walmart is listening, because I don't want to get called out.
But no, I don't think your raggedy is like the average raggedy.
Right. Like, when I say, like, I'm not a pajama person, pajamas to the store.
I'm not either.
I'm not that person.
I'm not doing that.
But I'm 100%.
No disrespect.
No, I 100%, like, my clothes are, like, not sectioned, but, like, okay, so I have the clothes that I sleep in. Those are all together. Mm-hmm. I have the clothes that I would wear to the club. Those are all together. Mm-hmm. And then I have, like, my around town clothes, which are not, like, they're like Nike sweatsuits.
Tech.
They're not tech. They're cotton, but they're like just basic Nike sweatsuits, but they're the ones that have been in the washing machine, not the fresh, crisp one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're still nice clothes. I'm not making,
but not cleaners.
Yeah, they're not, like, I don't. Yeah, like, I still have Birkenstocks, like, some sandals on, or Nike slide. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
No, I like Birkenstocks.
Yeah, but there's that.
Do you wear them with socks?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of men in flip flops without socks. Like, that might be one of my icks. Put some socks on, buddy.
Even with the slides
in public, yeah.
At the pool.
No. There's always a loophole. There's always an exception. But no, if you're at the Walmart,
put some socks on.
Sliding through the Costco, put some socks on.
Are you icked by, like, if somebody came to your house and they had on slides and they're just walking on your bare feet walking on your floor with their bare feet?
No.
I'm so fucking icked by that. Like, why are your feet bare on my fucking tile?
It may depend. I
don't like that.
I've also been known to be that person that keeps, like, a basket of fresh washed socks. Yeah,
you keep, like, slides and stuff.
Yeah, like, I try and be accommodating, but I don't think I would notice it unless your feet were disgusting. Like,
I don't I'm not a feet. Like, feet freak me out.
Yeah, same.
But so if your feet are just bareback on my tile, like, I got a problem. I need to put some socks on.
So, okay. I won't use names, but I have this. It's like you know how you have a cousin and they have another side of the family and they have cousins on that side. So a cousin of a cousin, we were at the cousin's house one time, and this was years ago, and that's how much of an ick it was that it still sticks with me. Like, you're asking me about feet and people walking around on my floors. No, that per se wouldn't bother me unless it was just a disgusting foot. But
I think coffee.
To see somebody with, like, sitting on the couch with their feet on the coffee table and, like, doing, like, you know how you do
they were moving their toes.
A man like that.
Ew.
Yeah. So yeah, that stuck with me. That's burned.
It was like a social, like, everybody was just around and they were just moving.
But it was like, we were at the house. Like, it was like a chill day at the house. Like, there was an event. Like, I want to say there was, like, a graduation or something the day before. So the next day we were just chilling around the house, like, in the pool and stuff like that.
I don't like people's feet.
I'm not a fan. I don't want them near me. I don't want to know they exist, honestly. If I can pretend like they're not there, I will.
Do you rub yours together before you go to sleep? Or to go to sleep?
Yes, but how? How?
You're laying and it's just like,
Oh, yeah, that I do. Like, I don't do the toe. Like, the toe thing is what's too much for me.
You know what's crazy is that I notice about myself, like, everybody has, like, their little spot.
Where's your spot?
Like, my spot is my feet. The bottom. I love pedicures. So when I'm feeling like I can't sleep, when I'm when I'm feeling like I can't sleep, like I'll wake up and like I'll like take like some Aquaphor, some Vaseline, and like rub my feet to sleep.
Oh no! Once we get out the shower, those things are done. They get no more attention. No. They're done. Once we're out the shower and we're lotion, that's it.
That's it. I'm that like and it's like a spot for me.
I feel like that's one of those things. Like, how does that even work? Like, I feel like that's one of those things that's like tickling yourself. Like,
yeah,
that doesn't work. But that's not a thing.
It works.
Do it. Tickle yourself right now. Like, I want to see.
I have to like that feels so good. That don't be feeling good to you, like the bottom of your foot. And
it just feels like good to the bottom of your foot or to your hand, feeling
to the bottom of my foot.
Oh, I mean, I don't think it feels bad. It's just never been a thing for me.
But that it's kind of like tickle myself to sleep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No Diddy.
Oh wow. There's that.
Did you see that Aoki Lee?
Following in her mom's footsteps.
Footsteps. Is that a Canadian accent? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 61. How old was he? Like 65. Where's my notes? He was old as shit.
It makes me so sad.
Why?
It just does.
He's 65. Ventoro Asef.
I could give a whole list of reasons.
And she's 21.
Why.
Is it pedophilia?
I mean,
a level of it?
In my opinion, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like a weird dynamic.
So I can't be the only. I'm gonna be transparent.
Please.
Tell me I'm not the only person that's gotten to the point or the age in life where it's like you're looking at people that are younger, not looking at them, but you're looking like you see like people that are younger than you or a generation younger. They're like clearly of age now. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to tell. And it's like, I feel like when I look at somebody, I'm like, oh, you're really cute. Like, you know how you're passing by somebody on the street. I get this immediate feeling of guilt. Like, you're probably 13 years old or you're probably 22 years old. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I shouldn't be looking at you in that way because you were born in.
Because if this was 4 years ago, that would be disgusting. Why does it change? Like, I know, like, the age thing, but why is it not disgusting? And let me be clear. I 100% understand that I feel like the age gap closes the older in age you get. Absolutely. So, you know what I mean? So I do get that point. Like, I'm not talking about people who are 5 or 8 years apart. That far apart. Like, do you understand? I was a grown man and probably, I don't know if he has a family, but if he does, he probably started his family before that girl was even conceived. Do you understand that? Like, that's the part that's kind of like, and again, we're not talking about her being 40 something. Like, she's been grown for years and
she's a baby. Imagine, I can't even imagine a conversation.
Like, I still had to report home at 21. Like, not necessarily report home, but like, answer for myself. Like, I had to answer for certain things at 21. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I got kicked out when I was 19, but
yeah.
So no, I didn't have to report, and I was married by 21. But
not report, but you know, you have to answer for certain things.
No,
like,
I get
your
what
parents
you're
are still like
your parents
active in your actively in your life. It's not 21 is not the age of crossover where it's like, okay, I'll get back. Like 21, you're still in the.
But when your parents are condoning.
So that's the other thing about it. Like, that's what makes me sad. Her dad is somewhere hiding away on an island.
It's a retreat.
And her mom doesn't know any better. Her mom, I don't want to say
is the same.
Yeah.
Did the same. So
there's
shit
nothing to like.
Russell.
And I don't want to make it seem like I know anything about these people on a personal level. Like, we don't know what the conversations are that Kimora may have had with her in regards to this situation, but in my mind, that's been watching Kimora, you know, move and float through this celebrity life for the last 20 something years. I feel like it was probably, like, just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was a very short and sweet conversation. Like, I don't feel like there was any, I don't know. Again, I could be 100% wrong.
You might be right. I don't really see, and like I said, we don't know these people, but I don't see Kimora be like, no, that's completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
Not fucking happening. I'm sure she still lives at home. I remember she was on live telling Russell if he didn't like up her allowance that she was gonna get a sugar daddy, and she did exactly
and
fucking
she
that.
did it. She stuck it to the man. Okay, that's what it was.
She stood on business.
That's what it was. Do you ever watch? Did we talk about this?
Standing on business.
No. Well, yeah. What's it called? Could have been
record.
Yeah.
That is the silliest shit I've ever watched.
I love to say I don't watch shit like that. I love to say I have no interest in that kind of stuff. Like, I love to say that. But
I do.
Oh my gosh.
I do.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know what I haven't watched in a long time? And I'm still not going to, but I wish I could, unless things change. But I miss like being part of the conversation about, you
Baddies.
know, no. Housewives.
I only watch Atlanta.
I dipped in and out of Atlanta. I was really consistent with New Jersey. Oh my! What's your? Oh, you only watch Atlanta.
I only watch Atlanta.
Yeah, New Jersey was my favorite. Atlanta is like OG, but New Jersey was my favorite.
You don't watch Potomac?
They're not my favorite. None of them. None of them.
Not even Atlanta?
No, none of the Potomac are my favorites. They're not. I don't. Yeah.
Have you ever dated an older man? An older gentleman? A seasoned?
I have.
How old was he?
Older than me. I'll say between 15 and 20 years.
And you were?
In my 20s. In my 20s.
How was that?
Not ideal. Not what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so what did you think it was going to be?
I don't know what I thought. It just wasn't.
It wasn't it?
I think at that time in my life, I had this expectation of you're grown.
Give me a grown man.
Yeah, like you have vacation time. Ooh. Like I just had not these grand expectations, but these specific expectations, I think. And it was like, oh, you're just like
an old man. You're
doing the same thing as the rest of them, huh? Late on your rent too.
No, not Unc.
Yeah. Well, no, I won't make it seem like that. No. I mean, from what I could see, it didn't go very far, but from what I remember and what I could tell, it seemed like financially that
he was struggling.
No. Like it was whatever. Like it didn't seem bad. It might not have been
he wasn't
great.
sugar daddy status.
I don't know, but it never got to the point of me saying, okay, well, maybe it'll just be that, because I was done with it.
Are you afraid to ask for money?
Absolutely. I am a hinter. I am a throw it at you and see if you pick it up. I will put it down and leave it right there.
What?
Yeah.
I'm very direct.
Because what do you say? I need some money.
Daddy, my ear, baby.
Yeah, no.
I'm so direct. It's disgusting. When I was dating, like, like I need to get my hair done. I'm going to the nail shop. What you got on it? My car note is due today.
Like, see, okay. So let me be clear. I don't think I've ever had an issue with asking for like the extracurricular stuff, like that, like in that context. Like, oh, I need a haircut. Like that, but to just say like I need some money, my rent is due. Like,
cringe.
You gonna think I'm poor?
Think that.
What kind of person do you think I am?
I don't have it. You came in the nick of time. I'm struggling.
Listen, again, I will 100% put it down. Now it's on you to pick it up after that.
I am not a
Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you catching what I'm throwing at you?
Was it ever caught?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I had a couple years where I got to backpack across the United States. Backpack across Las Vegas. But yeah, it's been picked up a few times.
Okay, so it worked. The hints worked.
Yeah.
I like that.
What do you say? I just need some money?
I need some
like,
money.
Are you... Okay, so is it a thing of... Like, what's your shtick? Is it I'm so poor, I need help so bad, or is it I'm just so fly, you should want to do it? Like, what is the stick? Your rent okay, so the situation is your rent's paid, your car note is due, you have half of the money to pay the car note. You actually have the money to pay the car note, but that's the only money you have. So rent and car note are due.
Okay.
So there's somebody there and you're giving your spiel to him or your shtick. Is it fly girl, I just need some more, you got some more if you want to deal with me, or is it I'm so poor, help me out, I'm gonna starve?
Like how you, it's like no in between.
There's not, because that's how it works in my mind. Like you have to do one or the other, and I'm not either one of those.
Okay, so it's never like I'm so poor and destitute.
I haven't
like...
ate in 3 days. Please help me. I'm so glad you called. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. Is it that?
No.
Who knows where I would have been? Just in the nick of time.
Not at all. That's so dramatic. It's definitely like, can you help me pay my car note? See, and exactly like that.
If I was going to do it, I'd play up the hair and nails.
No, because here's the thing. Like, that's cute. But listen, do you want me to be mobile?
It is what it is.
Like, my car is like...
So how much are you asking for? Your rent is $1,000 and your car note is $500. You have $500 right now, but that's all you have. How much are you asking him for?
$1,000.
What?
Yeah, and then we can talk about it through.
See, and that's the other thing. I'm an extremist, so I'm going straight for 25.
Oh, okay.
Who knows next month? I still got to buy food after I pay the rent. I got the car note money, but insurance is still like, come on. Like,
work with me.
Well, if I'm going to ask, let's make it worth it. He may say no.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
all I'm giving you is 25 or 2,000.
I'm not hasty.
Okay.
I just need my rent. Just the rent's $1,000.
But see, my thing is too, like, I don't want to have to come back and do this. Like, you know what?
I'm going to come back.
No.
If you want my conversation,
I'm saying not for something else when I could have just did this all in one swatch. Like, I don't want to come back next week and be like, oh, but I don't have no gas money.
But I'm going to come back next week.
But see, next week when I come back, I feel like it should be like, now I'm on track. So now, oh, you're just giving, like, you know what I mean?
Now it's the hair, like, oh, I've spent everything. Now I need my hair and my nails done. And what's all these shoes?
I like that hair. That's good hair. What's wrong with it? What if he says that?
No, I need another one.
Another one.
Straight up. Like, okay. A girl needs options. Don't you want variety?
Yeah, all right, Meg.
That's what Young Miami said. She
Switch up the wig and make him feel like you cheating.
What did she say? 2,000. It's like, I saw these shoes. What you need?
That's what I'm saying. 2,000. I want it to be like, oh, okay, I helped you. Oh, you need some. Oh, I need to help you with your rent. I know you need some shoes. And that's what I want. Mm-hmm. I know you need a new outfit. Mm-hmm. I know how you are. I know you need, like, that's what I would like to be. Not like, oh.
And then you feel obligated to spend time.
Buy me a pack of sliced ham.
Hell no.
I'll make sandwiches for the rest of the week. 1 pound of ground beef, please. $3.99. How much does ground beef cost?
I don't know.
I'll make tacos. Mm-hmm. Is it? Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I never knew. I'm from.
How to cook tacos?
No. I'm from not just California, but Southern California. Mm-hmm. Like, I know people eat tacos, but I didn't know that the way we eat tacos is
black tacos?
Very specific to
California?
Southern California.
How do you make tacos?
What do you mean, how do I make tacos? I take the taco and then I owe it. I make my meat.
Mm-hmm. You season it?
And I fry. I season it. And I fry my shells. Put a little cheese on top. I'm not a tomato.
You cilantro?
Do you eat cilantro?
I do.
I love cilantro. You can, like, if you ever make me a taco and you ask me and you're like, if you say, oh, do you want lettuce? Like, I don't need the lettuce, but you can put just like the same amount in weight of that you would put in lettuce. You can put that much cilantro on top of my taco.
It's a lot of fucking cilantro.
And then you can give me some on the side.
I've been in a lettuce mood when I've been making tacos lately, though.
Like,
I want it crunchy.
Lettuce, but it doesn't. You're not adding to the flavor. And you're not healthy enough for me to say, oh, but it's healthy.
But it adds to, damn.
It's not.
But it adds to like, it's the cold with the hot, and it's like the crunch.
Yeah, the texture.
The texture.
I get it. I'm not mad at it. I
didn't know you were a cilantro lover like that.
You know, some people have I don't know if it's a gene within them, but there's something within their body chemistry that makes cilantro taste like dish soap. So when people say they don't like cilantro, they really mean they don't like cilantro. Like, could you imagine if you ate something and it tastes like dishwashing liquid every time?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine. Wouldn't eat it either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the City Girls were at it, girl. JT and Young Miami were in a heated social media exchange a couple weeks ago. Miami publicly called JT out on Twitter or X. Are you on Twitter? Or
no.
X?
No.
Okay. I feel like you have a fake Twitter account that you troll. No. I feel like you do. Do you have a Finsta? No. You have a Finsta.
My Instagram is a Finsta. What are you talking about? My main Instagram is a Finsta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Called JT out for sneak dissing her on her solo songs and No Bars and Sideways. In a series of tweets aimed at her bandmate, she said, "For you to come in here and try to play victim is crazy, Tavia. You have to sneak dissing me for the last couple of days." She wrote, "I haven't said shit back to you. You made 2 songs dissing me and still wrapped your shit with my chest and showed love. So what's the real problem here, sis?" Yeah. And then after that, they kind of like made up and said, "I love you" on Twitter. And, you know.
They didn't make up.
You feel like it was fake? Give us your take, Prince. I've been waiting to hear this.
My take on which part?
All of it.
Where do you want me to start?
The beef, the animosity,
so
the exchange, the makeup, all of it.
Jatavia came into this for the real, like, she really came in this to be part of this business, the rap game.
Yeah.
And JT said it before in an interview when she was saying, like, she was trying to get her music popping off first, but she was saying she had a song, whatever song it was, and she was trying to figure out because it needed somebody on it. Mm-hmm. This is before they blew up. She was trying to figure out who was going to do the song and make it. And she called Carisha. She said, "Oh, I know exactly who," which, you know, it worked out. So I just bring that up to say, like, JT is really in this for her career.
Mm-hmm. She really raps.
Yeah, like really she really raps. Mm-hmm. Like, no, for real. She really raps.
Mm-hmm.
And Carisha is just in it because, you know, the perks. No pun.
But I mean, we could say that, but she also held JT because of the perks.
No. I'm not taking away from anything that anybody did to progress the group. I just mean, like, the underlying motive was not the same.
She's really not trying to be an artist out here. She don't care about
because we're
spitting bars.
And I'm not saying Carisha hasn't made music, but where's the music?
Didn't she put out a single with Skilla Baby?
She put out a single, but where's JT is actually creating a project.
I am here. We talked about this, but like, JT I'm like a proud auntie on the sideline. Like,
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, JT is working on projects.
Time.
Carisha is enjoying the benefit, which I'm not. There's nothing wrong with that. She did
a little sex worker
with some pink powder on her apparently. But no, I just mean, I don't know that they were that
close of friends.
Yeah, I think we all assumed that they were just this tight knit best friend group that came up from out the bottom together. And I'm not saying they're not friends and that they didn't come up, but I'm just mean, like, I think that was her homegirl that
she put on. She put in position. She said, "Come be in my group." It worked. It blew up. Yeah. And then now we're working together. So yeah, we have to have some type of level of friendship, whether it be surface level or, you know what I'm saying, we really kick it out. I don't think they kick it outside of work at all. No. I think that showed on Carisha Please. Like, it's JT over here and you and Santana. And like, why is she over here crying? Like, y'all, and Carisha really strikes me as somebody who just don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about what you crying for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like JT, I feel like she gets a bad rep because she's super passionate, and yeah, she may have a little attitude problem, which who don't? Like, who wouldn't, based on like her upbringing and her circumstances. So yeah, I feel like she got a little slight edge or attitude problem, but I feel like she's a super passionate person. I feel like her passion sometimes gets mistaken as like anger, or you just got an attitude.
Yeah.
But it's really like, I'm really on my shit.
But too, I think I understand, and maybe I don't understand, but I think I understand from a certain point of view, just because situationally, like, I'm kind of like JT, where it's like, I'm being my own bubble. You know what I mean? Like, some people are loud, some people like telling their business, some people go on Facebook and tell everything that happened to them that day. I'm the complete opposite. So I 100% get that aspect of, y'all can think what y'all want to think, or she can say what she want to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I think adding to what you say, piggybacking on what you just said, like, she gets a bad rep because
she don't give a fuck.
I'm not jumping up to go defend myself every time. She may talk her shit and get with somebody online, but she's not jumping up to defend her name every single time you look up. You get what I'm saying? And because of that, it makes
people take offense to that. Like, which
you're supposed to please us. You're supposed to explain yourself to us. No, I'm not. I'm supposed to sit right here like I'm doing.
Put up.
Yeah. By Uzi.
I'm pretty, then I'm motherfucking hoes be looking. Okay, I'm so here for JT. I am. If she ever come to Vegas, I'm not gonna fly to see her. But if she ever come to Vegas, I'm there. I don't care if it's in somebody's basement. I'm here.
Let's see if we can get her in the stew. No. Maybe we can interview her, get her side. Are you guys still friends? You guys friends? Do you like her?
I love JT. So, have you ever dealt with secret animosity? That afterwards, like after it was said and done, you like, oh shit, you was not a fucking friend to me. You hated me.
I don't know if I said you hated me, but yeah. Yeah, I have.
Care to elaborate? Without saying any names.
I mean, I think I might be wrong, but I feel like everybody's dealt with a friend who was a friend, but
a friend of me.
Not even a friend of me, just like, you didn't like them shoes until I got them. You didn't start wearing that till I started wearing.
But is it inspiration?
Maybe. I'm just going down. That's where it starts at, is the point that I'm making. That's where it starts, like, you said you didn't like them shoes. Now you got them since I got them. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where it starts, and you start noticing it. And then it goes into, like, your dating world, and, you know. And it's not, like, my situation has never been that of, like, somebody just finally revealing themselves and saying, I hated you the whole time. Like, it's never been that kind of situation, but it's been enough of me connecting dots to say, oh, okay, I get it. I know what it is. Because I feel like sometimes people, like, I feel like I'm such a warm-hearted person that if somebody makes me feel like they like me, I think they truly like me. You know what I mean?
I mean, as you should. You should take it as face value, right? Yeah. Like, okay, who's gonna pretend like they fuck with somebody? If you don't fuck with me, I would hope you don't pretend you fuck with me.
Yeah, but sometimes they just want, you know, your recipe. Sometimes they want access to the people you have access to. Sometimes they just... I
hate that. Like, that is... Does that make you weary of, like, human beings? Like, that thought? Or do you go into every situation, like, new slate, new part, like, or does it have... Are you guarded in that way?
It's both. It's a little bit of both. Like, I go into every situation. Like, I'm not that person that's going to say, oh, the last person I hung out with did me like this, so let me see what you... Like, I'm not going to do somebody like that. But at the same time, like, there's not an open invitation to just come be part of my bubble. Like, no, like, I'm gonna watch and see how I feel about you over the next however long we're around each other, and then that'll determine whether...
So do you trust people like right off the bat until they prove you wrong, or are you the opposite? Like, I don't trust you until you prove that you're trustworthy?
You want me to be honest?
Yes.
I'm a little gullible, so I just trust people, and I shouldn't. I'm a little gullible.
And that's okay.
I'm actually a lot gullible. Like, not to the point where I'm like, oh, giving people money and stuff like that, but just like,
I trust whatever you're showing me is what it is.
Huh? Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Because what? I'm gonna be mean to you? Like, I'm gonna say, oh, let's be friends, and then be mean to you for the first 3 months? Look, what I'm gonna do?
Right.
No,
I get that. And maybe when you put it that way, like, I don't want to say I'm gullible, but I try to see the good in people. I try to see what they show me. I don't try to dig too deep into it or like feel like, and I feel like that's been the problem with kind of some of my situations. Like, I want to believe who you're showing me is who you are. So when a bitch is throwing shade, I catch it late because I'm like, well, shit, you was being funny.
So I had this conversation with my barber the other day. You have siblings. How many? And you fall where?
I'm the youngest.
Same. Okay. What about your husband?
He's the only child with his mother.
What is that like? What is that like? Okay.
That is a whole nother conversation dealing with an only child.
So I am a youngest of 4. And my last committed relationship was with an oldest. And he I don't want to say he didn't get it, but it's like it didn't, the buttons didn't click, the dots didn't connect of why, like, that's such an oldest child thing. Like, there's so many things I could go down a list of, like, that is such an oldest child thing. That's such an older child way of thinking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like, I just can't, I don't know.
But I'm sure he looks at you like that is such a youngish child.
Here's the thing. So here's the thing. My situation is a little bit peculiar. Maybe not peculiar, but it's a little bit obscure because, yeah, I'm the youngest, but... So I'm the youngest, but on both sides of my family... I'm the youngest of my siblings, but on both sides of my family, I'm also the youngest. I have one younger cousin on each side of my family. So I'm also the baby in that aspect.
Wow, okay.
So that to say... And I have... a lot of cousins on both sides. There's at least 15 or 20 cousins on both sides, on each side. So that to say, like, even though I'm the youngest, my siblings are all 5 and 8 and 10 years older than me. So there's that aspect that led to me kind of growing up. Like, yeah, they were around, but it wasn't like I had another high schooler in the house with me. I didn't have another middle schooler. Parents. Yeah. I had older siblings, and so that being the case, I had nieces and nephews by the time before I was in middle school. Like, all that being said, even though I was the youngest, I still had a little bit of
so you got nephews,
only child.
Yeah. So you have nieces and nephews that are like y'all are close in age.
My oldest nephew is 8 years younger than me. So, well, 7 or 8 years. Yeah. But I'm saying that to say, like, yeah, I'm the youngest, but also in a certain aspect, I was kind of raised like an only child. But then also in a third aspect, I had all these cousins. So it wasn't like, even when my siblings were doing their own thing, I still had cousins and that I'm with, and I have to deal with and act like these are my siblings while we're together. So if that, I'm saying all that to say, like, I don't feel like I have a youngest child mentality of like, just do what I say. And I just want it, like, I get all aspects, which leads me back to being able to say, like, you're such an oldest, not you, but you're such an oldest child. Like, that's the exact way an oldest child
is. It like, I'm a parent to everybody around me, or like it's my way or the highway?
Nothing else makes sense other than what I'm saying. Nothing is ever going to make sense to me. I don't care how you explain it. It's never going to make sense. Even when it does make sense, it still doesn't make sense. Because I'm older. I'm the oldest child. And
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like, I'm saying it that way. It sounds way more harsh the way I'm saying it. But just dealing with somebody, if you've ever dealt with it, again,
Yeah, I have I have 2 older sisters.
So you get what I'm saying? Like, the oldest child always has that. Even when it's not mean, even when it's like a parent, like, your mom doesn't necessarily have to say I'm the boss. The way she moves is as though she's the boss because she is the boss. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, same thing with the oldest child. Only thing is you're not the ball
at all.
Yeah, so
you know the least.
Yeah,
the leastest.
You left out of here 15 years ago, buddy. You don't know nothing about how this house works. Not a thing about how this house runs. I run this. Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, oldest kids suck, and it's hard to date them. I don't know about an only child. I'm sure it has its challenges. I mean, every person, every oldest, middle, youngest, whatever in between, they all have their own specific set of challenges, myself included, for whatever reason. But I just can't. I don't really know the only child. It's just a level
of selfishness.
Okay. This is another thing that I dealt with oldest child, and I feel like might translate into only child, is the aspect of communication. I
mean, that's men in general.
Like the shutdown. Like not the shutdown, but just like the what else is, like I said it, what else is it? Like, you know what I mean? Like
the dismissal.
Like it's done. Like I said what I said, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah,
it's like no, but
hello, hi.
I have.
I'm part of this conversation too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm part of this too. Remember? Yeah, that part. I don't know. I told you I judge books by their cover, and I've read a lot of books, so my judgment is usually spot on.
I don't know.
That's why I'm a therapizer.
Yes.
That's how I became a therapizer.
Have more therapized sessions. So, okay, so you don't want to elaborate on your secret animosity situation?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not good with open-ended questions. Ask me something specific that you would like me to answer.
Okay, so let me just say about my secret animosity situations have been like over and over and over and over again, and I feel like it's a me problem.
With the same person or with different people?
Different people. So I feel like I'll befriend different women, and we'll be so cool. Like I'm the type of friend, like if I'll call you my friend, bitch. If you call me and you need a ride,
yeah.
If I can, I'm gonna come pick you up.
Just no money.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm listening.
If you tell me you're hungry, like
I'll feed you. I'm funny with money now too. Only because I've gotten burned. But I'm listening. Go ahead.
But I just feel like I don't know if it's because I've been married at a young age, and I feel like I don't know. It could be a me. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel like women. I feel like it's always secret animosity.
Like what? Describe it. Explain.
Like for example, like my last situation was with like my business partner, my ex-business partner. Like looking back on things that was said to me, like, oh well, bitch, like your Jeep is slow. Like I was gonna get a Jeep, but like, like so and so told me like
she was a one-upper.
They don't.
I was gonna do it. I
don't like that.
I was gonna do it, but
it's slow.
Yeah.
This isn't.
Because where are you going? How fast do you need to go?
This isn't real marble on your table. Like. Oh, like I didn't pick up on it until we weren't friends no more. Over maybe it was some secret animosity shit, but I'm like, damn.
But you know what?
That was crazy.
I feel like. Do you feel like people know what they're like in those situations? Do you think people know what they're doing?
And that's another thing. And that's okay. I'm so glad you brought that up because that makes me dismiss it. You see what I'm saying?
Because you give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, because I'm like, you don't know. You're just being a woman. You're just being catty.
But so I'm sorry.
But you really fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's me rationalizing, but it's really like you
because let me say this. Like I'm a joker. Like I'm a shit talker.
Yeah.
You know, with my friends. Yeah, like so I am 100% very like I'm good for saying something about calling you out about something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let me just say like I think I make it clear. I try my best to with my friends to make it clear, like I'm talking shit to you. Like this is our banter. Like I'm not trying to put you out to anybody. Like I'm not trying to talk shit so they hear and laugh at. I'm just talking shit between you and I. You get what I mean? Like I think there's a difference when that's understood versus when I don't know where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like I don't know.
Absolutely, because you are a shit talker.
I am.
Absolutely.
No, and I'm saying this because I've had people call me out, people that I consider actual friends, call me out about it. Like, I don't know why you talk to me like that, but in my head, it's like, oh well, this is how I like. This is how I do. Playful. Like, yeah, like
that's maybe how I do with my friends.
Yeah. So I say that to say like there's a difference between again.
Okay, so yeah, we can say that, and then it's like a situation could arise, and it's like, oh, like you, and it's like the light bulb, like
to where because the difference is, are you looking for me? Like, are you like when I'm talking shit? If I say something to you, if I say something about your outfit, like, oh, you got your little short song. I'm looking for you to laugh with me. I'm not looking for somebody to laugh at what I just. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's again the difference between when you realize like, oh, you wasn't waiting for me to laugh with that. Like you said that so you could laugh or so, you know what I mean? Like it's a difference. And no, that's not. No.
It's a character. Maybe it's a character thing too. It's like, that's not your character to be
mean to
malicious.
People. Yeah.
Malicious intent isn't behind it. But when you're dealing with somebody that's like, damn, you really are comparing and analyzing me so you could pick it apart because you really don't fuck with me. But my situation has been like, you really don't have a reason to fuck with me, to not fuck with me. But something about me, you don't
draws you in.
Yeah, you gotta like try to. Well, shit, that ain't like what you doing ain't shit. Like, look what I'm doing over here.
I've just never like, and that's what throws me off about that kind of stuff. Like, I've always known I'm like a rare peach in the pod to where like the stuff I like like most people don't care for. The stuff that I care for. 9 times out of 10, if I just showed you a t-shirt just a shirt that I like, not what I plan to do with it. If I just showed it to you, 9 times out of 10, people are going to be like, that's stupid or that's ugly or that I don't like that or just whatever. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say like, I know my train of thought is different. I know my preference is different. So whatever you have is what you like. Yeah. And that's what you like. For you. I don't want your marble dining room table. Yeah. Like, I want a wood table. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I say like there are people.
But I just mean that to say like I don't understand.
What
like,
reason? What do I benefit from?
Yeah. Why do I have to hate on yours when I don't even want yours? I want that one over there.
And that's what I'm saying. It don't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Why do you care if I want to wear purple Crocs?
Well.
And that's the thing. Like, do people really not? Is it secret animosity? I really just don't like you.
Well, I think that's a thing.
So,
but two, like, I feel like I was raised by people, and they're great, amazing people. But you know, everybody has their underlying insecurities, and you know what I mean, myself included. But I feel like I was raised by people who I can't even call out what specific way they may have been insecure within themselves, but I just make that or raised around people, I should say. Whatever specific insecurity they may have had, like I notice, and this is something that I noticed that I worked on changing within myself, but like exactly like you're saying, and it's so small. It's such a small thing that I think in their heads, it was nothing. It wasn't a thing. But just like you said, like, oh, this isn't real marble. And then the conversation goes on about something else, like, or to walk in and say you have a leather, like, oh, that's not real leather. That's you know what I mean? Like, oh, like that kind of, and it's so small. And
what about like, you look cute today? Does it today trigger you? Or is it like, oh, okay.
Not me. But I can get why it would. It just doesn't for me because I really do just be looking cute today.
That is accurate.
I really do just be looking cute today. So that doesn't bother me. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like there are those people who know what they're doing, but then I feel like there are those people who also don't really know what they're doing.
I think it's an issue both ways though. Because if you don't know,
because you're grown enough to know.
Yeah, you should be self-aware.
I'm grown enough
to know that what you're saying could be taken offensively. You know what I'm saying? And I can take it the wrong. You don't know how I'm gonna react to you. Like, bitch, my motherfucking marble is, but instead I'm like, it is, and keep, carry on.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's like, well, shit, why would that matter to you if it was plastic? Why?
Because there's something, and we all have it. There's something that that little piece of green-eyed, goat within us, like that little piece of envy that when you see somebody with something new, it's like, like I
feel like I used to be like that.
I don't care what anybody said, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. Everybody, not to say you feel like that when somebody gets something. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, like when you want something, aside from somebody else having it, when you want something and you see somebody else get it or get something of the same, there's always that, I wish I could. I wish I had, or I wish I could. Like, not that I'm jealous of you, not that I hate that you have it. There's always that, I wish I could go get a new car today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you got a new car? It's cute. I wish I could. Or you got a new house? I wish I could get a new house. Like, there's always that, whether it's big or small, there's always some of that. But again, it's different being envious or jealous or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's envy, because I could see, because I do be wanting a new car. So if I see you pull up in a new car, I'm going to feel like, dang, I wish I had a new car. I'm happy for you, but I wish I had a new car. I wish we both had new cars.
I don't know. I look at it a little different.
Like, what do you say?
I don't wish I had new debt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, it may not be that you can't go. It may not be that you can't go get a new car.
Off.
But even if it's that, but that part, that's where it goes back to what you were saying about envy. It's like, oh, you got a new car? Damn, I wish I could just pay my car off. Now I'm hating on you because you had it to go get a new car. I'm figuring out how I can get up out of this. You got the money to pay a new car note. You know what I'm saying?
I don't look at it like, I see what you're saying. I see that aspect of it, but it's like, that's good. I don't know. I'm just like, that's good for you.
You're not a hater. No, you're not a hater, is the point that we're making. Like, no, I can want something or want to have what you're having without being jealous of you or without being envious of you. I can want equal to what you have and wish I had what you have or wish I was doing what you're doing without being envious or without hating on you or without being jealous of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a thing. I can 100% admit that I'm that person that if I see you on vacation, I don't feel the type of way towards you, but I feel the type of way because I'm not on vacation.
I wish I was laying.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's more my speed.
Yeah, now, I'm that person.
Coming here, Balenciaga's on, which I don't give a fuck about that. But shit, I wish I was sipping a pina colada on the beach, and that's happened. My vacation is booked. I'm paying on it, and it's booked.
I might size your outfit up. I might do some calculations on it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Depending on what day it is.
Judging the book by its cover.
Oh, no. And let me just be clear. You'll never really know what's going through my mind when I'm in my judgmental phase.
Agreed.
No, I might calculate. See, and that's not me judging you. That's just me putting... I'm very much a person who compares what I'm noticing about you to what you're putting out about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very much that person, like comparing what I notice, what I concluded to be fact to what you're trying to present as fact.
So do you itemize that? So does that spill over into how you treat
not at all
people? Okay.
Not at all. I want, like, it's more of a thing that I want to know how to, I'm going to treat people with as much respect as they treat me, period. No matter if I could think you're a low down dog, liar, all of that. But if you treat me respectfully, then it's respect. You know what I mean? But it does go into how, like, what box I file what you feed me into, if that makes any sense. So I'm not going to treat you different if I feel like, oh, you're, just as an example, your outfit is worth more, your outfit is worth less. Like, I'm not going to treat you any different, but it's going to determine the box that I file away what you tried to feed me in. Again, not because I trust or don't trust what you're saying based on what you're wearing, but if you're trying to feed me, like, oh, if you've ever encountered somebody like that person, like, oh, I got one of them, it's in the shop though. Oh, I got them, they at my daddy house. Like, one of them people.
Show us.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna determine where I file that at.
And that, I think that speaks to character. Like, those small little things, they add up to, like, You really a motherfucking liar. You know?
Because you said you had them. Why you ain't wore them yet? That was the perfect
You don't
outfit.
be telling the truth. And I don't really fuck with people that don't tell the truth.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah. Like I said, it's not going to determine how I treat you in regards to how good of a person I am to you, but I'm definitely
where I'm going to place you.
Yeah, I'm definitely may take everything you say with a grain of salt after that. You know what I mean? Like, it whatever. I judge.
And that's okay.
We all do.
So how do you do with fallouts? Like friends, family members? Do you
I think you know how I do. I mean, light as the wind. I get gone. I'm out of there. You ain't got to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. Tell them whatever you would like for them to think. You do not have to worry about me interrupting your little show. I've never been an arguer with friends. Like, I've never been the type of person that argues with my friends. I've never been like, if it's something small and we're just going back and forth, yeah, but I've never been one to fight. Like, I'm not going to go back and forth and fight with you. I'm not going to say hurtful things to you. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Somebody that's like a significant other or a family member, I might do it for a second. I might go back and forth with you for a few minutes, and then I'm that person that'll shut the phone off.
You will. Indefinitely.
You ain't got to worry about me.
I am a living witness.
I will. It's no. Yeah.
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it.
Is it always like the other person has to like reach out first, and then that takes a couple times? And then you'll look at the phone ring and it's like, okay.
It depends on the situation. If I feel like if I know I've done something, I'm 100%, whether I'm out loud or not, but with myself, I'm 100% accountable for my actions. So if I feel like, oh, we fell out or we had an argument or whatever happened and I was wrong in any kind of way, I 100% will apologize for that. I'll reach out. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if it's a thing where it's just like, oh, we fell out and, oh, well, you were wrong and yeah, I was too, then we'll just talk when we talk. But if I feel like I did something hurtful or I did, you know what I mean? Like I stepped out of character, I absolutely want to correct that. I don't know. No, you disagree? What me are we talking about? There's been at least 4 me's. You
reinvented yourself.
Yeah, I'm like Madonna.
I can attest to that. Yeah.
There's been at least 3 or 4 me's over the last 5 or 10 years.
We're talking. I mean, we're just talking like in my mind when you're talking, I'm talking about like our second to the last fallout. And y'all, Prince was like. So long story short. My car, my car was stopping on the side of the road, and Prince was on his way, and we were doing a podcast. And he called. He's like, "I'm on my way," and I was like, "Well, I'm on the side of the road. Like my fucking BMW is running hot." And I
said, "Okay, let me know when you get up."
Yeah, and I looking back, like I get it, I get it. But then when we had a conversation, he was like, "Well, you knew your car was shutting off."
So let me say this. Let me say I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to cut you off, but let me just say this. Insert this about myself that I know people don't realize about me. You have to lay things out so clear for me. Like I'm that person, like you could bust your ass flirting with me all night and I'll have no clue. I will have no clue. So you have to make things really clear for me if you want me to process them the way that you're processing them. So that's A. But B, I've been working on this, but I have a problem with saying things exactly the way that I'm thinking them. Not in a good or a bad way, just I know the tone that I'm saying this in, or I know, you know what I mean? It took a while for me to realize the tone in my head is not translating. It's not the same as the tone coming out of my mouth sometimes. But that to say,
no, I'm not taking it like no. I'm now looking back, being more mature. Just saying, like I understand because it wasn't like I was looking for you to come pick me up, and we've had this conversation.
You just wanted some more than okay. Oh, all right.
Like what the fuck do you mean?
And this is why I say like you have to lay things out for me because when I got that call, I thought it was just like just giving you an update. Like in my head, it was like, oh well, let me let you know what's going on so you don't show up and you know XYZ. Like that's how. Initially I took it. That's why I was like, oh, okay, well, let me know. Yeah. All right, well, I'll sit where I am until you get there. And then
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But looking back, like I figured out I'm not the crisis person. And I don't think you're the crisis person either. Like, don't call me in a pinch. Don't do it.
It's not that you have to be able to, like, you can't expect. And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, like, you cannot expect me to think.
Find a solution for you?
Because when I have a crisis, I am frazzled. So your crisis, I really like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, and that wasn't the mode in that exact moment. Obviously, that's not where trains of thought were in that moment. I'm just saying, just in general, like, when I go through a personal crisis, I disappear. Another time when I disappear, like I can't handle it. My mind frazzles so easily. So again, that to say, like, I just don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah. I thought I was giving the proper response in the moment. But no,
respectfully.
But yeah, again, I disappear. Yeah. So when we fall out, I disappear.
You don't. Or you just disappear randomly.
I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. I used to. I'm trying not to do that. That's so anymore. Good. I'm just, again, I was kind of raised like an only child in a certain aspect. So I have never had a problem with my own company. And it's not just that like, oh, I don't want to hang out with people. I just mean like when I start feeling that like, oh, I need to focus. I need to like just sit by myself. Like that's never, I know there are people out there who that would drive crazy. Like some people just can't sit still by themselves. Yeah, like some people can't do that. I have siblings like that. I'm not like that.
So I have cousins like that. They can't even spend the night in their own house by themselves. I'm like, I love being by myself. What are you talking about?
You know, I turn the music all the way up and light a candle in every single room and take all of my clothes off when I'm home by myself. Everything I have on comes off. I love it. Yeah. But yeah. So there's that.
I'm glad you don't do that anymore, though. I withdraw. If I'm going through something, like, I definitely withdraw. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody because I feel like I don't want to project what I'm going through upon somebody else. And if you're having a great day and then you ask me how my day went, I'm like, oh, my day is shitty. I feel like a shitty person. It's like, I feel like I just fucked up your great day by telling you my shitty ass story. Yeah. You know? So I'd rather not talk about it.
And I'm that person, like, everything I'm thinking, no matter what the situation is or what I'm thinking, like any emotion that I'm feeling on the inside shows on the outside. So if I'm laughing at you on the outside or on the inside, you're going to see me, you're going to know it on the outside. If I'm crying on the inside, you're going to see it somewhat on my outside. Like I'm just not that person that can go around and act like, oh,
like nothing's wrong.
Yeah. And I hate faking. Feeling, not even that. I hate feeling like I'm bringing morale down. Yeah, like
bring down the vibe.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling. Yeah. And I don't like feeling like people, I know people know it. This actually just happened recently when we went to the Keisha Cole concert. I don't like feeling like people are feeling bad for me and so they're trying to like
bring you back up.
Yeah, or they're focusing too much on me that they're not enjoying whatever's going on. You know what I mean? Like I hate that feeling. So no, I don't want to come. No. You guys enjoy. Have fun. Yeah.
I think that's it's so weird because like people care. Like you care, so people care, so they want you to cheer up or, you know, try to enhance your mood. So it's like that guilt of like, well, why are you trying so hard? Like, let me just be. Like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Really, I want to go like in those situations. Again, this just happened a few weeks ago. in a public space, like as opposed to like at home where I could just go in a room and close the door. Like, you know what I mean? Being out in a public space and my mood is thrown off, and it happened at the venue. It wasn't like, oh, I left the house funky. Like it happened while we were there. So yeah, you feel guilty, but also like I want to like I don't want you to see me like I want to pretend like I want to act like I'm in, you know what I mean? Like I don't,
I'm okay.
Yeah, like I don't want you to know, like that's the other half of it. I don't really want you knowing that I'm not in a good, you know what I mean? So
I get like that too. I hate people knowing my tea, but then I've self-analyzed, and I realized that it's because of how I was brought up. And I don't say that like in a, well, I'm just going to say that, spell it out. But I say that because in my environment, in my situation, like I've dealt with siblings and people around me that should be family. If something happened and I voice it, it comes back to me and it's thrown back in my face.
Yeah, same.
And so I'd rather not talk about it because that's what I know, like people throwing it back in my face. So I'm relearning how to be with people and that there are relationships with people where what you say doesn't leave that conversation. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And it's really, they're genuinely concerned. Like I have cousins that, you know, will be like, we're calling you. Like, what's going on? We know you're not okay. So talk to us. And we're not going to stop calling, like, because this is a safe space. And that's something so new to me because it's like, well, I've never really dealt with safe spaces like that. So I have to learn how to work that and learn how to be vulnerable and know how to talk through things instead of holding it all in because I don't trust no motherfucking body.
And it makes it to where I feel the exact same way you said with that. Like I feel like my childhood, again, like you were saying, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, my childhood was just so like not that, just the way that things worked with the people that I was raised around. I can admit, like, I'm still very emotional as a person, but as a kid, I was such an emotional person. I was such an emotional kid. I wanted to hug I just needed, I was that kid that needed constant comfort. Yeah, like, and I didn't grow up with those kind of people. I didn't grow up like that
acknowledged what you needed. Or cater to your
just
needs.
Paid attention enough to say, oh, okay, that's why. Okay, so you know what I mean? Like,
it was kind of like you fit. Like this is how we are with everybody, and you need to fit into this box.
Correct.
And you're so different. It's so weird. Correct. Because why are you like this?
Absolutely correct. And I feel like my emotions were used against me so much as a kid, as a little kid, that it made me into an adult that was like, oh. No, it's okay. Like
it's okay.
I hate.
That's your line too. It's okay.
Yeah, like, I'll figure it. It's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Like don't.
I to the point where it's like as eloquent as I've been known to be, or as I like to consider myself to be at times, like just like you were just like, oh well, since you don't want to elaborate, like I really thought I elaborated. Like I don't know how to
elaborate.
On my own, like I can go all the way down the rabbit hole with you on your problems. I can go all the way, like I can talk all night about whatever else, but like my own issues, it's so hard to give specifics because it's just like most of the time it's like something that's been going on, not to say going on so long, but it's something that's so detailed that it's like I would have to start way back there telling you to explain how we got here. Like, you know what I mean? That it's like, well,
I don't have that time.
Yeah, it's easier to just say, oh, I'm okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
It's relatable. Yeah.
I don't think people like admitting it because people love their parents. And I don't think it's the case with every single set of Black parents, but people love their parents. So I don't think people like admitting these kind of things about their childhood and how they were raised because it sounds like you're accusing your parents or your raisers of being
fucked up parents.
Yeah, and that's not always the case. It's just
that was fucked up.
It's not even that it was fucked up sometimes. It's that this is the best they knew and what else could you expect if that's the best they knew? You know what I mean? traumas are another situation, but
yeah, that's why I'm like that I did the best I could do.
No, I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm not giving that as that's all, like it's an excuse. No. I'm because like we said earlier, well, I'm an adult and I realized that was not the correct way or that's not okay. So why couldn't you figure that out as an adult? Like I'm not giving that as an excuse, but there is still a little bit of, well, how you expect me to do trigonometry when I'm still learning my long multiplication? You know what I'm saying? Like you failing me in a class because it's something I ain't even learned yet. So, you know. But yeah, I was saying, I don't think people like acknowledging that. But there's a lot of traumas that I think are passed down just in the Black culture, period, as normal or as normal. Or everybody dealt with that, or that's everybody's experience. And
that's not,
it creates, like, I don't think any people ever stop to think of, and the same could be said about every single aspect of parenting, every single thing you say, everything you do, everything you cook, the same could be said, but I don't think people stop to think of how me doing this or expecting
impacts
this or
the next person,
your child, period. Like I said, like,
I think that's a part of self-awareness, right? Thinking outside of yourself.
Yeah.
And being selfless in the way you maneuver through parenting and life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I have to think about how that, and that's in any relationship. I have to think about how, if I call you a punk bitch, how would you take that?
How does that affect you?
Yeah. Would you want to go jump off a fucking bridge? You know, because
I don't know what
a punk bitch and what you're dealing with.
I've been called a punk bitch by parents, and you know,
I've been called a bitch by parents.
Yeah, like Again, I'm not making it seem like, just horrible, but yeah, I've had, like, I got cussed out regularly. Let me just say that. I got cussed out regularly. And honestly, like, I was the kind of kid that if you said the right or the wrong thing to me, that would, like, you would never have to pull a belt out on me. Like, all you had to do was say the right or the wrong thing, and it would impact me in such a way that it's like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that to say, like, again, imagine you did something, you're in trouble, you did something, and you're about to get a whooping, right? Imagine that. But the pre-whooping, like the getting cussed out, yeah, like that's enough. That broke you down to the point that the whooping was supposed to break you down. So you know what I'm saying? Like that.
And parents don't even realize that. They think the whooping is like, that's gonna do it. But the words and how you speak to me.
I said something to my niece. This was actually a couple weeks ago. I said something to I was going off on her, but I said something to her. And the moment I said it, it wasn't anything wrong. Like, I didn't say anything that was mean or anything that was inappropriate to her. But I just knew the moment I said it,
how it affected her.
That it did affect her in some kind of way. To the point where later on I had to ask her, like, do you want to talk to me about anything? And sure enough, she brought up the one thing I said. So, yeah, be careful.
The tongue is powerful. And we have to realize our words, you can't take those back. Yeah. And they live with people and they resonate with people in different ways.
Yeah. Your skin forgets. Your mind does. Well, I guess your mind forgets, but it holds on a lot longer. That's deep. You know?
Maybe we can talk about that on another show.
Sure.
Trauma. and sure. Therapize each other. Now, do you think, are you the problem?
Am I the problem where?
Are you do you sometimes sit and reflect and like, I'm the fucking problem?
I've been the problem, yeah. I don't think I've never felt like I'm the problem. I felt like I've been part of the problem, yeah.
I'm okay with being the problem.
Because what is being the problem? What do you mean by being I'm the problem? Because I feel like I could be the problem because I called you out on something and I wasn't supposed to. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I am completely okay with being the problem, the villain in your mind, your story.
I don't have a whole lot. It's rare that I have things that I feel like I have to say or I feel like are worth making sure people hear. But Yeah, if there's something, like, again, if it's something, if me being the problem is because I called you out on something, I'm definitely going to be the
And I'm
problem.
standing on business.
Yeah,
For me,
I have no problem with calling somebody out on something, because I've also been that person that was so afraid. I don't know if afraid is the right word, but just so, like, taken back by expressing emotion and how something made me emotional because you did this or you said this. And a lot of my younger adult years, were spent not really knowing how to express any emotion other than anger. Like, I feel like my childhood, having my emotions shut down, that along with other things, again, with the people that I grew up with, the one emotion that I felt like was okay to express was anger and yelling and cussing, and
because that's what was expressed to you.
That's what was expressed, not just to me, but
around
in general.
you.
Yeah, just in general. Nobody ever held their tongue when they were upset. Something pissed somebody off, you heard it across the house. Versus something that you were happy about, or something that made you sad, or something that made you.
Oh, okay, well, it was dismissed.
I mean, I won't say it was or wasn't dismissed, but whereas if I'm sitting in my room and somebody forgot to do something in the kitchen and it was a problem, I would hear it in my room. I would hear it. I know that it was a problem from my room. If somebody did something great in the kitchen, they may have gotten whatever in the kitchen, but I didn't hear it across the house. You get what I mean? Like, it just wasn't given the same
energy
pedestal. Yeah, that. So, yeah, growing up into a young adult.
Going back to I'm just curious with you talking, like, being that you were the youngest and you were emotional, was it always like, you just a crybaby because you the baby, because you spoiled?
Yeah.
And it was just
it was more specific things, but yeah. I don't know, like, I don't know if it was it wasn't so no, it wasn't, oh, you're just the youngest, you're spoiled. It wasn't that. It was, you cry more than the rest. You have, you know what I mean? You have more problems than the rest. You are more of a,
you're more needier.
Yeah, you need more attention than the rest. You know, it was that kind of thing.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to make it seem like I wasn't a kid and I didn't do shit and I didn't, get into kid shit, but that was the bigger picture for me. Like, oh, yeah, I don't want to say the problem, but you're not in line with the rest. You're looking for something else, and I'm not giving anybody that. So
it's crazy how we think we live all these we live different lives, but when people start to talk,
it's all the same at the end of the day.
Damn.
Yeah.
Same script,
different cast.
So, what's the moral of the story, Prince Ali Amaris? Me. We got real deep.
I know. What is this? The moral of the story is, don't call your kids punk bitches. Please.
I'm laughing, but
call them by their names and tell them what they did wrong. I don't know. And be a good person. Cut off fake friends the moment you see it. And listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Your gut talks to you. It's so crazy because the moment itself wasn't a pivotal moment in my life or even in my day, but it was just a moment where I feel like it was being presented to me to understand, like, see, you should have just listened to your first mind. You should have listened to your gut. Your gut told you to do that. And when I say it was so minuscule, it was just the fact of me.
It was a practice, like listening to you. You should have listened.
Yeah, I was
because
literally,
something else can happen on a bigger scale, and you don't listen to your gut. And
I was literally getting on the fruit. This is how small the situation was. It was literally just a matter of me deciding. I was going. You know how you're driving and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take this route. I'm gonna get on right here, and then I'm gonna get off right here and do. I got to the point where it was like, okay, so now turn here, and something at the last minute was like, no, just go straight. No, just keep going. You can get there from this way. And sure enough, it was like, oh, it's all closed off, and it took me 15 extra minutes. And now, even if I turn around, it's still gonna it was that kind of situation where I should have just listened to my gut.
Yeah,
I bring that up only because within that week before, there had been maybe like 2 or 3 different situations that were more impactful to me. That it was like, something told me, something said, why didn't I listen to it? Why? Something said. So listen to your gut, people.
I agree with that. I feel like every time I listen to my gut, it don't make any sense to me in my mind.
And you just have to do it.
And you have to fucking do it. It's like, oh shit, like who knew this would be the outcome? So I'm definitely going to practice that more, because I feel like when I done that, like shit just like start lining up, you know, and making sense in the end. Yeah. Maybe not at first.
Yeah, no, 100%. I bring up the story about me just not getting, when I should have got on the freeway and I chose not to at the very last minute. Again, it's something so small and it doesn't really impact my life or my day in any way other than annoying me. But it just kind of showed me, like, see, if you would have just listened.
Trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Trusting yourself. Ooh. Yeah.
Because nobody else is. Nobody else is going to believe in you. Nobody else is going to trust you. They're all going to tell you they do, and they are, but they won't. Believe in yourself.
We need to practice that. I know I need to practice that more, because, baby, when you going through stuff, like you self-doubt steps in. It's like, well, no, that can't be right, because that makes too much sense, or that's too easy.
You know what my head is? Not those things. What happens in my head is, you're always wrong. You can't be right. Go this way because you can't be. No, that's what my mind says to me a lot. Like, no. Because it's such a, even when it's not important stuff, again, like getting on the freeway or just taking the street, even when it's something so small as that, like my mind still frazzles. My mind still spazzes out like, oh my gosh, like as if it's such an important decision. You know what I mean? Like I need to work on not having that be the case. Because to be in the grocery store and decide between brown rice or white rice and be on the verge of a mental breakdown is wild.
Diabolical.
Yeah. So that's out. What's your moral?
My moral is, if you feel like it's secret beef or animosity, baby, it probably is. Them bitches don't like you, okay? They don't even like they motherfucking self. So how the fuck they gonna like you, okay? They can't even keep it a bean with they self. How the fuck they gonna keep it real with you? And yes, people are jealous of you. They are. They do hate you. And that's okay. But keep on motherfucking shining.
As long as you understand why they're jealous of you and why they hate you, you should have no problems in life. You should have no problems. Once you understand why somebody is jealous of you, it shouldn't bother you at all. Or why somebody hates you.
Because look who's doing the hating.
Okay? Yeah.
And it's not up on you, baby. It's within you. And that's it.
So go on and return all that Chanel, because it ain't doing nothing for you.
Nothing. All right, Prince. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of Can You Hear Me Now? Let's keep the conversation going. I feel like we always say that, but for real, I'm a step it up. We're gonna keep the conversation going with your favorite co-host. Once again, I'm DJ Auntee Mimi.
And I'm Prince Ali.
And remember to always be good to yourself and one another.
Bye.
Bye-bye.